Hello, and welcome to Pints and Quarts, a show presented by Craft Beer Nation. Today is March 26, 2015, and our guests this hour are John Jordan and Ryan Workman. John is a quality control brewer, and Ryan is the brand manager at Breckenridge Brewery in Colorado. Our show tonight is again sponsored by our good friends at craftbeveragejobs.com. Check them out for jobs in the beer, wine, and coffee industries. We want you to stick around for our conversation with John and Ryan, so get your beer in a glass and get comfortable. In fact, while the music's playing, now would be a perfect time to take a few seconds and subscribe to our YouTube, Stitcher, or iTunes channels.
Time now for a look back at the last week in the craft beer industry. Pour a cold one and sit back for an all-new episode of Pints and Quarts, presented by Craft Beer Nation.
All right, thanks for tuning in this week, everyone. Our guests again are Ryan Workman and John Jordan. We've got Lola Laracy, Gil Mello, Charles Dunkley, myself, Matt Miller, and let's jump right in here. Ryan and John, I mean, you guys are doing well out there. I hear business is so good that they decided to build something else. So that's consuming all your time. Tell us a little bit about. Let's jump right into the expansion.
Oh man, it's a crazy large project. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us back. We always love talking with Craft Beer Nation and you, Matt. So the new brewery is a 12-acre, $35 million campus. It's a massive project, and if you've ever seen the brewery we brew out of right now, the parallel is or the contrast is insane. Basically, what we brew right now looks like an episode of Hoarders at this point because there's so much grain and everything stacked everywhere. And the new place is literally a palace. Matter of fact, we pulled up a couple pictures that we can show you on screen share. And these are a little older now, but we're pretty excited about it. So let me get.
You said 12 acres is the campus?
It is. It's a 12-acre facility.
This brewery could fit in that bottling line space.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see that right there is the one of the windows.
It came and gone.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we will for viewers at home, we'll get the pictures from Ryan after the fact and add them to the event. And put them up so you guys can see them.
Yeah, so we're moving from a 50-barrel brew house into a 100-barrel brew house, so that's big for us. 400-barrel fermenters. Our capacity is going to more than double, so pretty excited about that.
So you, what are you going to do with this new capacity? Get into new markets, or just feed the ones that you're in now a little better first?
A little bit of both. We've got a couple new both mainline products and occasional small batch specialty products that'll be rolling out over this next year to fill that. But also it's just to make sure we don't short our orders. In October, November, December, it's a really tough time for us in this brewery because Christmas ale is just so large for us. It just takes over all of the brewing, and we end up shorting orders, even to the states that we're in right now. So the hope is on the new brewery we'll have capacity to handle all of that and more. So it took us 25 years to basically get to 64,000 barrels, which is what we did last year in this space. And this space isn't built for 64,000 barrels. There's a little bit of a Tetris game that happens to be able to get. The new place will open with the ability to do about 120,000 barrels. And expand up to 360,000 barrels just with some added tank space.
Now you're not adding this facility. You're moving to this facility, and you're going to sell the one you're in off.
It's about 9 miles down the street from where we are now, so not too big a move.
So the 50-barrel house you're in now is a turnkey opportunity for some savvy brewery business guy out there.
That's right. Yeah,
there is. You guys got the money?
Yeah, Craft Beer Nation in Breckenridge, Colorado.
There you go.
Maybe not a big sipper though.
Yeah, we won't make the big sip again.
No.
So.
We can keep these rocking chairs.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys tell we're in chairs.
I wasn't sure if you
I'm
were at the
jealous,
brewery on
yeah.
the front. I wasn't sure if you were at the brewery on the front porch of a Cracker Barrel. So.
That's what I was saying. I was like, Cracker Barrel has craft beer now? All right, give me some
This is
pancakes.
actually in our front office at the brewery.
Yeah,
That's nice.
we're in the lobby of our brewery right now, and it's literally a bunch of rocking chairs.
Is
Well, I
that
guess
where-
that's the only place for it. It sounds like if you've got grain and everything else stacked everywhere, you got to sit where you can sit.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Gil.
How many other than the brewery, how many restaurants you guys running right now? 2 or 3 at least?
I
Four?
think it's 11. I don't know.
11.
I want to say it's 11. It just kind of depends on what you put in the category, but we have our brewery site here, which is the main facility. We've got our original brewery up in Breckenridge, which now serves. It's pretty much exactly the same as it was when it started, and now it almost serves as like a pilot brewery for us. We have the original spot we built in Denver on 22nd and Blake. That's a sampling house now, and then a couple other just kind of subsidiary restaurants that are bars and restaurants that are dotted in between.
Are they all named Breckenridge, or do they have their own name?
Because did you have?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well-
He's frozen. You can go on.
Go ahead and answer.
No, I was just saying. I was just asking that because I remember. I think there was one that was on the top of a building, right? Something like that.
Oh yeah, we have Ale House at Amato's. So that basically it overlooks all of Denver. It has a large patio on the top that is on a hill, so it overlooks all of Denver. It's a beautiful view. Matter of fact, I think last time we were on here, we had our brewmaster and director of operations Todd Usry on, as well as
Nick from.
Yeah,
So
Nick from
you made a collab with Sweetwater, right?
We were actually in that restaurant at the time.
Yeah.
And if you're ever in Denver, the men's urinal on the second floor has the best view of Denver. There's a window in front of your urinal. It's the best view you can get.
So you can pee right on the city there, huh?
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the beers coming out. You guys are getting ready to launch you have a spring seasonal or a summer beer that's really early like everyone else?
Yes. Actually, our pumpkin ale will be out next week.
Looking forward to it.
Our seasonal program's right in stride. We'll have, right now we're in Ophelia season, which is our spring seasonal. That's a hoppy wheat ale that's brewed with mosaic hops. That beer is available for like another month. So May 1st is usually the goal for Summer Bright. The only exception to that is we try to get at least a little bit of Summer Bright around at what we call Colorado Craft, which is our 22nd and Blake location. We try to make some to hit the opening day of baseball season. It's kind of a tradition. I don't know that we're going to hit it this year because of capacity space, but that old space, the Colorado Craft space, is a block away from the Rockies Coors Field.
Yeah.
Do you brew Ophelia all the way through the summer?
No.
No, it ends at the end of April.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna make opening day, it better be in the tanks by now, because
Yeah.
if it's not in the tanks, you're not making it. Yeah.
If you're a fan of mosaic hops, the Ophelia is a great beer because when we first got the mosaic hops, we wanted to make that obviously the highlight of that beer. So that's why it's a hoppy wheat. We went wheat just to keep the malt profile kind of mellow, and those hops really speak through that beer. It's really good.
I don't know. Was last year the first year you made that? Because last year was the first time I had it.
That's yeah.
Yep.
I think it's awesome. I just wish you would can it because taking to the hills is they don't let when I go on a snowboard they don't let glass to get in. So
Yeah. Are you guys gonna have a canning operation in the new facility or just still bottles?
We'll have canning.
Canning.
3 beers, 4 beers,
We can 3 beers year round right now.
and the summer, but
Yeah, and Summer Bright in the summer.
I'm not sure cans of. I don't think I've. Gil, have you seen cans here in the East Coast?
Yeah, they Summer Bright. Did you, was it your Lucky IPA? No, what was the other one that I saw? Yeah, that's was
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Yeah, Avalanche. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I thought I saw one more. No, but maybe I'm confused. You don't. Yeah, your Christmas only on bottles, right?
And the big cans.
Yeah.
Like the mini kegs.
Yeah, we do.
yeah.
We do canned Christmas ale, but only in 5-liter mini kegs.
That's a bit much for me.
Gil, if you were to see 6 or 12 packs of their Avalanche out there on your Western trip, you could bring one of those back for me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got the canned ones in PA too.
Interesting. I have not seen them available here. All right. Well, what else have you guys got going? I mean, what have you got in the chute for? This barrel season or this barrel aged thing. You've got the barrel aged Imperial 72. You have something else in the 22-ounce bombers kind of coming down the pipe.
We have so many things going on because of the new brewery. It is hard to even talk about them all within the short amount of time that there is in this show. It's just insane. So with this new brewery, and by the way, it's our 25th anniversary this year, 25 years of brewing beer. So one thing that we've done is we've created a new IPA. So right now we've got Lucky You IPA, which it's in our main line, which is it's a cost conscious, more like a session IPA that we've made for a while. Real fans of it. But then there's also a 471 IPA, which is that is a 9.2% 70 IBU Imperial IPA. That's a big monster. So we wanted something that's like a high-end kind of elite IPA, but not necessarily an Imperial, big gigantic piece. And we'll be unveiling it, I think April 1st, actually. It's just coming up. So you guys are actually, this is the first time we've really talked about it right now.
All right.
Yeah, we're drinking it right now. Matter of fact,
That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys the new art for it. This is the first time anybody's seen it. So there we go.
And hopefully they'll see it this time. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so Breck IPA.
Breck IPA.
So we're pretty excited about. This will be part of our mainline.
6.3. I see that on the ABV. Tell us a little bit about the malt build. It looks like there's lots of caramel in it with the color you've got there.
Actually, it's a crystal malt, false crystal, 2-row. We actually have, it's kind of like an experimental 2-row that only like 3 other breweries are using. So that's in there. That's probably half the malt bill, and then a little Munich 10.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the hops on it?
We went pretty classic, Chinook, Horizon, Cascade. So, yeah, it's got a nice aroma to it. We're doing some experimentation with our dry hopping techniques and stuff like that. We feel like we're getting it dialed in and getting a better aroma on this one. So,
yeah, we're pretty excited. It's so much of this beer we have to be tight-lipped on because our brewmaster kind of set parameters for us of things we're allowed to talk about and which ones are considered trade secrets.
We went right to that, right?
Spill the beans on every little piece.
Yeah, we went right to the
Yeah, you can do the post recipe right here.
Yeah, so that Chinook goes in at 60 minutes, and then
2.2 now.
We'll have a nationwide rollout in April, so you should see it all over the nation.
Okay, well, I definitely will look for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think in the past with you guys, we haven't been about telling you what we put in our beers, but on this one, we got to kind of keep it close to the.
No, we were just making fun. I didn't realize. We were talking with some other breweries too, and they're like, "Yeah, we used to tell everybody what was in our beer, but now we don't." So there's no hard feelings here.
I think it's the market's getting so crowded now, and it's we all have to differentiate ourselves some way, and it's like, I mean, we all do it. You taste someone's beer, and you're like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? I want to do that, and then you do it. You figure it out, and do it. So it's like, do we want?
I wouldn't mind to get a recipe from your ESP though.
That's
That an
actually
older beer that you can talk
back again for the first time in a couple of years.
Yeah, that got re-released once again. It keeps coming back. We like it so much. And we do use a different yeast in this one also to differentiate a little bit from the rest of our IPAs and pales and stuff. So
Yeah.
that I could tell you is an English ale yeast.
An English ale yeast.
Okay.
And that stuff is that's on the truck already. So. Yeah, Gil must
Yeah, I
have.
love your ESP. It's just.
He's on hotel Wi-Fi in St. Louis or in Louisville.
Oh,
So-
sorry. I didn't know you were expecting me to say something.
No, you
We're
were
already talking.
on about a 3-second delay there, I think. So. All right. Well, let's kick over here and talk about a few news stories before we lose Gil altogether. Gil, take us through Stone's recall of a couple of their beers. Well, I say recall, but cancellation.
Yeah, I think it's more than just about Stone. I think this is just an example. And the whole article talks about how many times we craft beer fans are guilty for losing some of our, iconic beers. And I know I read a lot of stuff on Twitter and other places like, oh, you can't get rid of Ruination and anything, but most of the people complaining about are the ones that are not going out and pick up those beers anymore. And so brewers have to move on, and they just discontinue 2 beers, and they're coming out of the Stone Pale Ale 2.0, which I hope it's going to be as good as the original. We're actually doing a Pale Ale special on Friday night tomorrow, and I think we became so focused on certain style, and I love when breweries have to be more responsible with our classics, or we can't complain when they go away, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to it. It's just like what Breckenridge guys were saying was they make the ESB, and then it goes away for a while, and then they bring it back. So I mean, you if you're a brewery, you can't make 15 or 20 beers as your year-round lineup, right? So
Right.
if you want to keep moving on, you got to start retiring some things to make it work.
Well, and they gotta
But-
keep us on our toes too.
But and Stone had tried. They tried many things. They hold on for a long time. They tried to do versions of the beer. They they did a month of the beer on tap on in different places. You can't produce something if people are not buying it. It's just it's a craft beer is a beautiful thing, but you have to keep your doors open as well. So
I mean, I always want folks to innovate, and if it means giving up on something that's been around for a while, I mean, it certainly isn't like there isn't a lot of good beer on the shelf. So no hard feelings from me, that's for sure.
Yeah, and especially with a brewery like Stone, they're constantly innovating. They're constantly thinking of new, especially in hop profiles, constantly new things there. And I think that's their main claim to fame. That's the thing that they give us. So you got to figure like they're gonna capitalize on their strengths.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's the nature of this industry right now. It's like, what's next? I mean, you walk into a bar and you're trying to get your beer on tap somewhere. The beer buyer's like, what do you have new? What's coming out next? And it's like, well, we have Avalanche. We want to try that again. And it's like, people don't want to hear that. They're like, nope, had it done.
That being said, though, oddly enough, Avalanche, which always has it's built our brewery, it's slowly moved up, but over the last year, for some reason, it got a major bounce over the last year or so. And maybe it's just people revisiting amber ales.
Well, you know what I would guess, Ryan, is it's a whole lot of new people visiting craft beers, and they're starting out at the same place that you and I did a couple of years ago.
Sure, yeah.
They're going to start out with the approachable beers, and then they're going to go, okay, this is great, but how about we have something that kicks? How about we go for a barrel aged this? I'd like to start my wife out with beer, and I definitely would start her with Avalanche versus the Imperial Barrel Aged 72.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the amount of people that I have met that just start drinking that never had a Vienna lager or never had a ESB or it's almost like a shame that you don't get the whole spectrum when it comes to craft beer. That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It is, but you got to start
barrel
with
aged
what
imperial stout.
they got to start with what they
It
like.
took me
Yeah.
years to get off of Red Stripe. Man, when I was in my 20s, that's all I wanted to talk about. I was like, don't come to me with your other beers. I've got
Yeah.
my Red Stripe, and I'm
Yeah.
drinking 20 of them. But then I grew up, and I got a job. That's the big thing, because Red Stripe was 50 cents. So,
Yeah.
I got a job, and now I can afford nicer beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still have a soft spot in your heart for the Red Stripe, huh?
Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I see it, and I'm like, should I? And I think, should I hide in the bathroom and drink it? Because, it just feels so wrong. It feels like I should hide myself from the world.
Well, hey, here at Breck especially, I think we're fans of all beer. You know, we've been known to toss back something like a Red Stripe or a PBR. Or, anybody who's brewing anything, especially Colorado in general, the craft brewing scene is very much lifestyle driven. Its origins really come from people trying to make something that they wanted that paired with their lifestyle. So we got nothing but love for Red Stripe as well.
Exactly. It has a place in my heart.
You're just not going to give them your Breck IPA recipe.
No.
So. Yeah, because they'd make a green stripe bottle and then take your business.
They probably
all right.
would.
We're going to shift gears here for just a second and talk about craftbeveragejobs.com, our sponsor this week, and they've got a job listed here. Now, this is the headline of the job. You have to check this out on the website, but craft beer experts needed is the job listing. Toronto, Alberta, British Columbia, and Quebec. So this is a Canadian listing, but they're actually trying to fill several positions. But here's the job description. Do you have a passion for craft beer and consider yourself a subject matter expert within the beer industry? Check. Mosaic is currently looking for a group of qualified beer experts to represent craft brewery in the field to talk the craft beer talk and share their wealth of knowledge on beer styles, brewing processes, and ingredients that go into making each liquid unique. I mean, that's basically what I am. So I wonder if there's any money in this. I'd have to move to Canada, which has like 9 months of winter, but still, traveling some of the job requirements here are traveling to local beer festivals with a team of beer experts.
All right.
I just have. What's a beer expert in this case?
I imagine you all coming out of a van with like matching T-shirts, and you're looking around. You're like, we are the craft beer experts.
We are the experts, yeah.
You got to come in slow-mo when you get out of the van too.
I have to grow a beard first. Which would probably preclude me from getting this job. I couldn't grow a beard, but you have to be responsible for. You got to be responsible for communicating to consumers our product's portfolio and brewery heritage, whilst educating them on the ingredients, processes, and characteristics. So if that sounds interesting to you and you live in Canada or want to live in Canada, check out craftbeveragejobs.com and look for that listing. Upload your resume and start your career in craft beer. Actually, that website actually has wine and coffee jobs, but I doubt there are probably many wine and coffee people watching our show, so we'll stick to the beer jobs.
Excuse me. Gordon?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well,
wine and coffee.
Yeah, you can get a craft soda job there too. So that was our job of the week. We also have a review of the week, and I went scouring the interwebs and I'm looking for a review. We haven't talked about this beer yet because it's Ryan and John are probably tired of talking about this beer, but Vanilla Porter was a gateway beer for me, probably half of us on this panel. I mean, I can remember a couple of years ago when we started these Hangouts just singing the praises of, oh my gosh, go get a six-pack of this stuff. It really was transformative for a lot of people that were just exploring craft beer in the early days of this current rush. How long have you guys been making this beer, John or Ryan?
I think it's 10 or 12 years now. It's a beer that actually started up in our pub in Breck. One of the brewers up there came up with the recipe, so people would go up and try it there and come down to the main brewery down here and ask us when we were going to make it. Todd Ussery, our brewer, director of brewing operations, brewmaster, myself, Bob, the head brewer. We're all kind of like, we don't want to put vanilla in beer. We're not going to do that.
Little you know, huh?
Yeah. People kept asking, so we finally buckled, did it. The first 100 barrels we did sold through our restaurants very quickly. So short story, yeah, it's our #1 seller now. So shows what we know. But yeah, I mean, it's a good beer. I did a tasting with some people today, just going through our beers, and every time I get to that, I'm like, oh, here we go again. But when I drink it, it's just like, wow, that's a good beer, So.
Well, here's a review.
That being said, just to talk about how much things change, and this may change too, by the way, but just to let you guys in on a little some more insider info. Looks like our 25th anniversary beer is scheduled, at least at this point, to be a imperial version of the vanilla porter in rum barrels.
Vanilla porter.
Compulsive. I have to travel to find that beer. That's
Please
you're killing me, man.
Florida. I get the vanilla porter. Please bring that to Florida.
It'll definitely come to Florida. We've got one of our favorite salespeople who turned into our chain account manager. He lives in Florida, so it'll definitely make it there.
And that'll be packaged in your 22s, kind of that kind of line that you've got.
I think it might show up in 750s.
Wow.
Yeah, we're putting glass on it right now too. That'll have like a silver rim and a satin etched logo and everything.
That was rum barrels, you said?
Yeah, rum barrels, a special type of vanilla, and an imperial version. So don't quote me on it yet because we haven't made the beer, but that's the plan right now.
Sorry, man, this is on YouTube forever. So, we don't have to quote you. We just have to link it to you. Well, this review comes from betterbyouasking.com. I have no idea who these people is, but that's the handle they use. And it was kind of you just prepare to blush. Oh my, this is a delicious brew. Every smell comes forth on the tongue and feels perfectly balanced. No flavor overpowers another. They all play well with each other in your mouth and give the beer such a warm and pleasing feel. It's almost heavenly. This is how porters are supposed to taste. If not slightly sweeter than what you may be used to, I find the vanilla to be such a great addition to this porter. In fact, it almost seems weird not to have it in others. This is not too sweet of a beer, so no worries feeling sticky from drinking too many. I think this guy liked that beer. I'm just going out here on a limb with it, but
Maybe.
John wrote that.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, whoever that was, thank you very much. That's awesome.
No doubt.
We should get him to write our descriptions.
That's right. Yeah. I'm sure they would be excited. All right. Go ahead, Gil.
No, I just said I brewed 2 vanilla porters myself, and it's not as easy as it sounds.
I never got your vanilla porter. I had your chocolate porter.
I need to bring it down. Yeah. Well,
all right.
One got infected. Remember? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was right. Yeah, I remember that story. Well, other beer releases of note coming out here soon or recently are Santa Fe in New Mexico. They've got their summer seasonal freestyle Pilsner. That comes out on the 4th of April. Deschutes has got Pinder Ops IPA in 6-packs. That's coming out in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if that was a typo, but Pinder Ops IPA.
Yeah, it's a weird name.
Yeah, Bell's has got Oberon. That's next Thursday. I think they do a whole big release thing in Michigan for that beer. People will lose their minds trying to get Oberon, and then it's available all year. But get excited, go for it. All summer, not all year. Crooked Stave in Denver has got Serenata Nocturna. That's a Belgian-style golden ale aged in oak. That came out yesterday. New Belgium, also in Colorado, has got Hop Kitchen. It's an oatmeal IPA that came out yesterday. That sounds interesting. I don't think I've had an oatmeal IPA before.
I've seen pictures of it. It's got a really light color, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. Stone has got their next Enjoy buyout. That's 420. That came out early this week, and I think I noticed that was in 6-packs of 12-ounce bottles this time, available as well too. It's the first time I'd seen their Enjoy by packaged that way. Fatheads in Middleburg, Ohio's got Bonehead Red. Their Imperial Red Ale came out yesterday. Revolution in Chicago's got E. Norma Jean, which is bourbon barrel aged Imperial Porter. And we already talked about Summer Bright you guys got coming out here first of the month. So lots of cool things to look for. Anything else you guys can think of that's a noteworthy release?
Yeah, actually, something that we're working on that, first of all, it's only going to be in keg form, but when we can get it into bottles, which will be this year, we're working on a beer that the base recipe is our 471 small batch Imperial IPA, which we whiskey barrel age, and then we single hop dry hop it
after the barrel aging.
Really?
So,
With what? And what's the hop?
Mm.
It's different every time. So this first run is Sriracha Ace?
Yes, Sriracha Ace. And what's cool about it is you get this barrel aged beer, and we'll put it back, and again we dry hop it after we barrel age it. So you have this aged beer, but all of a sudden in the finish you get this fresh kind of hop flavor. So it's like this great play on both of those, and it's just very interesting.
That's dedication. I mean, that's tank time, barrel time, back to the bright tank, or we're. I mean, that's a lot of pumping that beer around. You guys really are committed to not rushing things there.
If you've ever tasted it, I've never tasted anything like it. It's such a unique beer, and it changes every time we dry hop it. It seems you get the best of both worlds. You get that phenomenal aging, malty quality, the oak, the rounded edges, and then you get this big, bright floral bouquet from the hops. Pretty amazing.
So the lesson here is everyone just needs to live in your draft area. I mean, we need to
well,
live in...
John,
Yeah.
you hang out with whatever JJ's doing. You drink pretty well.
Plenty of room at the house.
I just want to make a correction. It's Pine Drops, the name of the beer. I typed it wrong there. Sorry about that.
What was that?
It's the name of the Shoots beer is Pine Drops.
Pine Drops. That's the Shoots
Oh,
beer.
I just saw that label.
One word.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, we can always keep kicking that the Breck IPA that's coming out too. It's good to talk to you guys because there's so many things coming out. It's hard to remember what's really coming, and that Breck IPA is one I'm going to have to get a bunch of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really well. It took us like 4 tries to get to where we are right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were some experimental hops, and we just didn't like the way they were performing, so those came out. Yeah, took a lot of tries.
And that's why you don't want to tell a whole lot of people how you did it. You've got a lot invested in making it work.
This is the 4th batch of it. So we had 3 pilot batches to perfect it. Took us a year.
Yeah.
All those pilot batches were okay, but they weren't exactly what we're looking for, and then 4th time's the
Yeah. So your draft accounts get to experiment with you.
Yes, that's right.
That's cool. Festival-wise, just a few festivals this week to note. Charlotte Beer Week is wrapping up here this weekend, Charlotte, North Carolina. Soda City Suds Week in Columbia, South Carolina is the reason that Ashley Bauer is not with us tonight. The Beer Fairy is in one of like 30 events this week there in Columbia, South Carolina. All Ale to the Queen is also in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's just a one-day event on the 28th. Battle of the Brews in Santa Rosa, California on the 28th, and North Carolina Beer Month at various locations the whole month of April. So some places have beer weeks, beer weekend, beer festivals. North Carolina goes, screw this, man, we got Asheville. We're going to have a beer month.
We actually want to announce Beer Year here in Denver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be at Savor?
You cut out there, Neil. Say again?
Are you guys gonna be at Savor in DC?
No, I don't think so.
I did not see them on the list at Savor in DC this year. All right. Well, when is your 25th anniversary? When is you guys usually put on a big shindig party for that too?
Sure do.
Yeah, we actually just announced the lineup for it and everything. It is July 18th, and Leftover Salmon is actually headlining for us this year. Another great Colorado band, and it is actually their 25th anniversary as well. So it should be a pretty fun time.
Joint birthday party.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beer all around. All right, well, I think that's it for this week. Guys, it's great having you on, as always. We appreciate what you guys do, and the liquid speaks for itself. So we'll be on the lookout for your new releases, and Gil's going to pick me up some cans of one of your old favorites. So thanks again for joining us, John and Ryan. And anybody else have anything before I wrap it up? All right, they all shook their heads. So until next week, everybody, find some good friends, find some great beer, and mind those P's and Q's.
That's good.
We're out.